welcome back everybody to the last week of the regular season of SDL Season 2. We got Week 8 recaps, joined by our league owner, Average. Average, how are you doing?
Doing wonderful today. It's nice to be speaking to everyone.
He is here. Our leader is here. He is here to lead the way for us going into playoffs. Thought there would be no better guest than the man, the owner, the big dog of the league, to go ahead and look at some of our playoff brackets and to wrap up this season. So, Average, if you're ready, let's go ahead and get into this.
I am absolutely ready.
Yeet. Alrighty, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and look at our team standings here. So leading off, like last week, we had our top two locked into playoffs. Gamers United, the top two went 1-1. So, and we had Ground Zero. Let's see, Ground Zero went 2-0 this week against the Coast to Coast Terrapagos, locking in their third place, just beating out Positive Like Protons that end up going 1-1 due to a forfeit loss from GDP. Then we have Jamestown Billies and Jake the Fat Man. Jake the Fat Man actually lost 2-0 this week. Wait, no. I apologize. I am talking out of my ears. Jake the Fat Man actually ended up getting... they got the forfeit win against Positive Like a Proton. Literally etching them into... just barely into playoffs, actually. If that loss... or that battle happened and that was a loss, that would actually... No, they would have still been in it. It would have been different seeding, though. But, yep, and then we went over Coast to Coast Terrapagos, and then we had the biggest head-to-head of the week, which just so happened to be Average, your team, against the Void Radiance, which, you guys end up going 1-1, just missing out on the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a rough game. Honestly, I was really thinking I could get through it, and I remembered my key strategy of throwing the game. It works every time.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right from our man Average. So yeah, then we ended up having Pixie Pals ended up winless with a negative 67 differential. Let's go ahead with the standings and who made the playoffs. Let's go ahead and see how the divisions finished in terms of kill leaders. Alrighty, first things first, we had Delta Arcanine that came out of nowhere with a 5-0 sweep. Besides that, not much has really changed. Gekko's Iron Valiant, I think, jumped in the top 10. Abyssal's Delta Haxorus joined the club, too. That's nice to see from another Delta Haxorus lover. Average, you have anything to really comment on these leaderboards?
All right, so for the leaderboards, I don't have much to say. I probably should mention Mega Milotic. It's really high on both boards, and probably should either be tiered up next time if we do this format again, or either banned. It's a very, very strong mon. I probably would also tier up Mega Stunfisk. Very, very strong mon. Done right. Other than that, though, it's super cool to see Delta Arcanine at the top. And I think overall one of my favorite mons on here probably has to be Delta Chandelure. It just is a cool mon. Other than that, I don't have really any other notes. I think this is a pretty fair placement, especially for playstyle.
So what Average is saying is the stupid fish.
The stupid fish are really broken, and need to be re-tiered for sure. A little overpowered.
And let's go ahead and look at the DAWG Awards for the week. For Mega Division, we have the MVP is going to be Abyssal Araquanid. Played a really big win in his win against you, Average, that locked him in for playoffs. Gamertag's Delta Aggron won the underdog in addition to the co-dog. Abyssal's Delta Venusaur won the fluffy dog by doing usual Delta Venusaur things with Regenerator and just soaked up so much damage early game, allowed his mons later in the game to come through. And then, unfortunately, the tiny dog of the week is Gekko's Gouging Fire that basically allowed Delta Arcanine to set up in front of it. And then over in Delta Division, we have Mattsto's Zoroark winning top dog and underdog. Fluffy Dog is my rock, which my rock literally won, as for mine and Gamertag's, or the Gamernotfound, Gamers match, we ended up playing rock, paper, scissors, because we both couldn't schedule, and I picked rock every single time, and I won, so that is why my rock is the most defensive, because he could not beat my rock. Tiny dog of the week is Serathim's Delta Electivire, which we would definitely be watching that match. You'll see it just... and then the code dog for Delta Division is Wyatt's Delta Metagross. Average, if you want to take a second to talk about the code dogs for each div.
Overall, I think for the code dogs, it's kind of obvious. I think the Delta Aggron was one of the... It was just played super well, and it was a very, very fun game to watch. I just think the set, just setting it up correctly was super interesting. I love the set for it. Then for Wyatt's Delta Metagross, it just played super duper well. That's all I really have to say for it.
Alright, what you got for Wyatt's Delta Metagross?
Oh, I already said that too. Did you not?
Oh my goodness.
I talk very fast, yeah.
Well, it's not that. It's just my brain shut off for a second. I apologize in advance, guys. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I've been up for about like 20 hours now, so I'm struggling a little bit. Sorry.
And
sorry.
The only other mon I would like to actually... Oh, sorry. The only other mon I'd like to say something about is that Araquanid, which was a super fun set. I would know this because, you know, one of my first leagues I ever played, my entire team was built around Araquanid. But I love the set for it. I solely thought that thing was going to be Choice Band for a moment when I was fighting against it, and then once I realized it was Assault Vest, it screwed me up a little bit. Not gonna lie. Fair
enough. And just looking at the visuals for the week, we got all the mons. So we literally had the only 2-timer for one mon and one div ended up being my Haxorus for the early sweeps. Every other award has literally been won by a different mon every single week. We had no overlapping, so that was very good to see. We had a huge diversity. Now you will see you have your Delta Venusaurs for both divs being the defensive mon. You know, you got some of the mons between divs that kind of shared, but in terms of just single, it's been very good to see different mons everywhere for every single award. I definitely did not see that coming. So
I think honestly the most interesting mon on here has to be that rock.
Bruh, it's my rock. It is dead ass my rock.
Exactly.
Look at it. Just look at it. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. And everybody knows I love rocks. Alright, so with the awards being handed out, let's go ahead and get into some of these replays to see some of these mons in action. Alrighty, jumping into our first match, Average, is actually going to be your match, which, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and let you do most of the commentary. I'm going to sit back and watch as you had a first-hand experience for this match. So let's get into it and tell me what you got.
All right, for this first move, it was a first move switch, and my entire reason thinking for the switch because I looked it up while in the match. Can I mega before a switch? And it said yes. It lied. So yeah, that screwed me over just a little bit, but and I ended up pulling up a pretty good amount, getting some decent points out pretty quickly, starting this match. This Araquanid, I started off thinking, it's a little annoying. And later on, I learned it wasn't just a little annoying. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, the only reason I got so far in this match was because sleep hacks, I'm not gonna lie. As you can probably see through the next few moves. a lot of protect mons in this game just to stall. Honestly, it was a very good choice though. Since I'm running Trick Room, we have Trick Rock Band. I'm set on a very small timer, so it's a very good choice to run a lot of protect on me. The double switch here was very interesting. I think he played probably the best move there, switching straight into Haxorus, because Haxorus plays against my team so well. I think my only mon that played into his team super well is probably gonna be my Iron Hands. Which he read me very hard in this next move. The worst part is he probably thought I was banded. I was not banded. I don't remember exactly what I was for that set, but I know I wasn't banded at least. Ooh, the Mandibuzz played a very crucial role here, trying to keep everything together very well. But overall, I think Abyssal played just far ahead better than me. His set was very good, running a lot of protect. Like I said before, just overall led to a lot more turns stalled, allowing for him to get better situations on his hands, especially with toxic and stuff.
Well, let me step in and say you can kind of see early on the reason why. Yes, Venusaur ended up being the first mon out, but you could just tell with how often and how much it was able to do between stalling out and just taking a bunch of damage. It definitely was rewarding of that defensive mon.
Oh no, for sure. That mon took so much, just tanked so many hits, and stalled enough that Reuniclus just really couldn't survive for much longer. It took out my major Trick Room setter for this game and just absolutely destroyed me at the end. Not gonna lie. Though I think my favorite set when it comes down to my team has to be my Mattsto Res Blood Moon Ursaluna, which if I played a little better would have done more, but then he ran I believe it was I think this was a no speed invested Araquanid, which he played super. He set that Araquanid up just to absolutely destroy me, because I have done something similar in the past with a Trick Room Rain Araquanid, and it can end up doing very, very well, especially with Liquidation. It's a very strong mon when put into the right circumstances, and a very defensive mon overall. I can't tell if that knockoff was a roll there, but if it was, I definitely did not succeed. Though I would have had to kill every single mon in this team to have a chance at winning this, and of course that really wasn't an option. Like, I would have had to do that in the last two moves of the game. Well, not the last two moves, but the last two moves of that Trick Room to really get the bang out of it, to I think carry to the end game. But overall, he played just far better than me, of course. And I think it was just him keeping his stronger cards in the back and allowing for not as much setup as I had to do.
Yeah, it was a very good match overall. It was definitely back and forth, and I mean, especially the early game, he was making a little bit better reads and stuff. But I mean, you were in it till the very end, and the fact that it's a 2-0 win to decide the season, I mean, I think the team that you had was definitely the most competitive team you could have brought. So it was enjoyable watching.
Oh no, for sure, it's a great match to watch. I think just overall, when it comes down to it, there could have been things I definitely did better. But I think overall, the reason he won was because I brought a bad team, or because he brought a really overpowered team. It's because he played overall better with his team, and I think it's just because I have a lot of setup, and he decided to play into that and try to break that down very well, I might add. he did super well in this match. Props to Abyssal.
Yeah, but I mean, it was definitely a very entertaining match, and for one that decided the season, I thought it was a really good and a really back and forth match that really was enjoyable. And next up, we got Gamertag versus Meowdoriya. Let's go ahead and jump in and see why this Aggron was your favorite set of the week. Hits it with a chilly reception. Stunfic comes out. Milotic comes out. Stupid fucking Milotic. I can't stand that fish.
Yeah, and like I stated earlier, I think honestly this Milotic may need to be banned because even for it being 19 points within it, if we do this format again, I feel like it should definitely be banned because it is just overall overpowered. And I think also Mega Stunfist will probably need to be up to probably around
Shuckle.
either 19 or 20 points, an increase of 1 or 2.
Shuckle.
Oh, then another one of my favorite mons overall. It has to be Shuckle because it's a very low value mon within the.
It was 1
draft,
point. It was 1 point, which is why both me and Meowdoriya picked it.
Exactly, and it has played a very, very crucial role within some of these matches.
Comes out, Ferrothorn goes down, here comes the Sneasler. Shuckle, no! He's alive!
Not...
Oh. Vesprit Queen is out. Flamethrower. Oh, I just hate it. I can't stand watching. Of all these matches I always watch, it's like the freaking Gamers United match there. Just watching Mega Milotic just does one thing. It just never dies. Will sit there and just damn recover on you all the damn time, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
you would go through, beat the whole entire team, and then here comes the final boss, and you just lose.
Yeah, and it just has a tanky monster in the back.
Slowking doing Slowking
I do think
things.
overall, Meowdoriya did a really great job with this game.
Yeah, see, unfortunately, that's kind of all it took. The rest of his team was chipped just enough.
Exactly. Then Aggron had the set just to cover most of his team and just take him down really quickly.
Yeah. And that's that. And that is that.
It makes a lot of sense by it. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, look, I have to replace them. Haha. Oopsie. And going back to the match that I actually meant to go to, we got Steering versus Gekko. Let's go ahead and watch this Delta Arcanine doing Delta Arcanine things.
Yeah, this Delta Arcanine just kind of running through the team.
Might as well be.
Honestly, I think Iron Valiant, at least within this game, has been. When I watched through it earlier, it played super well, and I think overall, Gekko played, like I said, played very well with that Iron Valiant. But to be fair, it's just doing what Iron Valiant normally does, and that is.
Yeah, here's the unfortunate thing. I guess I think there might have been a set to go here, but just letting it get the substitute down.
Exactly.
I don't know what the plan for all that was.
Okay, then the next move is gonna be Charm, which just didn't work. It's an unfortunate game, how it ended. But I think it just overall shows what Delta Arcanine is best at, you know? And that is just to remove your enemy. I wonder what other stuff he had on the Gouging Fire, because he kept using called Fire Spin. Wonder what the other moves were supposed to be.
Yeah. I don't know. But there's definitely a play he went for that just ended up not working out. Alright, now we got the other match of you, or the other half of your team. We got Mattsto versus Abyssal. Let's go ahead and jump in and see why Zoroark got MVP here.
Yeah, why Matt is a far better player than me.
Hey, yo, what the heck? Going physical Goldango? I respect that shit. What a sucker punch. Now, I just gotta say, this is why this Goldango got the MVP. You go for knockoff, you're just here. You got a Delta Electivire that with Shadow Dance gets +1 attack, +1 speed. And you're just gonna take a sucker punch straight to the face and die. Bow. That is just tragic.
And the next move is gonna be the reveal.
Come to find out, oh wait, no, it's Zoroark. Oh! Break, hiya! Sucker punch. The fact that you still do 76%. 76%
exactly.
in... That's just... Here, oh, real Goldango. I respect that late. Yeah, I respect that late game rocks and late game webs. Boy, Serathim be cooking.
Exactly.
Nah, this is just gonna sit here and yeah, do Necro stack things. Oh no, Dad's here.
Oh no.
Oh no. Another late game webs, because that mattered so much.
There should be no switching at this point, but you know, important.
Dad, don't do it, Dad.
I think we just watched. I think we're watching a domestic abuse situation right on our hands.
No.
I feel like there's a hotline for this. I feel like I should call someone.
Alright, and now we got Mark versus Wyatt here with your favorite Mon Metagross out here. Let's go ahead and watch this one. Yikes. Yes.
And then cut short. Very short.
The fact that +2 Mega Bisharp didn't do much is pretty sad.
Exactly.
You got Zoroark that's literally just gonna sit back here and keep clicking friggin' Thunderbolt. Mark, it's not working, Mark! Oh, but he got the speed boost! Krakatoa! But wait, there's more!
Into an earthquake. Unfortunate. It just happens when you try to
wait,
run
there's
out.
more! I wanted to see a ice spinner there.
Indeed.
I don't know why you. I don't know what happened there. I don't.
It was a breakdown of the team, honestly.
Yak polisher. On closer. Oh, and the toxic, but guess what? Boodooch. Hit him with a tox again. But guess what? Too late. Bah. Hit him again. Hit him with it 2 times. Oh. Yeah.
And just an absolute removal of the team by Wyatt. It is honestly, I think that is some of the it's just a incredible setup. I was very, very. It's such a fun thing to watch.
Oh,
Just immediate, just like it was already getting plowed over, but like using
I believe in you. You got this.
Mesprit.
Yep.
Mesprit, yeah, I remember the name of the Pokemon. And using Mesprit to set up, screens and then Healing Wish, all to set up this, absolute monster was a very fun watch. I will not lie.
That did be true. Now we're gonna have to get into my favorite match of the week. Let's go take a look. And here we are for my favorite match of the week. Let's go ahead and do I'm gonna do a slow scroll and we can just enjoy this match together, alright? Insert good music here. Dun 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 dun.
Honestly, this was one of the most suspenseful matches in my opinion.
Dun dun dun.
Honestly, amazing gameplay for both of them.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum.
Also, I think Bdog has really understood.
Bum.
I think he's really understood
Bum.
the strategy when it comes down to a game like this. I mean, like, when it comes down to a game like this, I feel like Rock is just the best move every time. Because who expects it? It just plays so well into there. Very, very skillful. It's honestly amazing.
It just... I can't help but laugh at that.
Like, he throws rock, then rock, then rock, then rock, and then rock again. I mean, like, it's honestly amazing. And then, I feel like it was a lot of mind games here, calling Bdog a scissors guy. Truly.
I just love this. This just incorporates you guys.
Rock.
I just couldn't help but laugh at that. I had to share that. This was my favorite match of the week.
Oh no, for sure. It's one of the best matches I've seen all season.
That is
truly
how I beat the undefeated team. Oh, jeez.
How else would you beat them? I mean, like, this is just the best strategy, I feel.
For real. Alright, let's get back on the serious note and let's go ahead and look over the, we have, the playoff bracket is out. We had the top 4 Mons, or the top 4 teams, went ahead and actually drafted turn by turn to pick the bottom 4 teams to play each other. Let's go see how these lineups match up. Alrighty, so we had Gamers United had the first pick. They went ahead and picked to play against Jake and the Fat Man. My team, CatDog, was up next, and we wanted a rematch against our dear pals, Ty and Prince, due to really not wanting to play against Weather. Seed number 3 was Ground Zero that went ahead and drafted Costa Goats, even though they literally just played them the last week of the season. So they just want to do a 1-2 back-to-back. And then we have Positive Like a Proton was stuck versing the last team, which was the Void Radiance with Darkness. Just for a quick overview, what do you think of the matchups going into the playoffs?
Honestly, I feel like a surprise. I feel a little surprised that Gamers United decided to pick the 6th seed overall, seeing the first pick. But I do kind of understand, seeing as the Void Radiance is quite a scary team, especially when it comes to the Mega Division, very defensive, and we just saw the Delta Division 2. Very, very overall, just a slightly scary team when it comes down to it, even though they're 8th seed. And I think it does make sense. CatDog, your team going for the grudge match, and same for Ground Zero with Coast to Coast Rapid Goats also makes sense. I just think the Number one pick being, you know, Jake and the Fat Man, you know, JJ and Gekko is a bit surprising to me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have anything other to say. I am just overall excited to see how, you know, this goes and how it honestly comes to an end.
Since you're the owner of the league right now, what's your predictions? What 4 teams do we see moving on to the semifinals?
What 4 teams?
Or quarterfinals, sorry.
If I had to pick, I would say obviously Gamers United, just overall a broken team. Hard to really go against them. After that, I would go Bdog. It feels like it makes the most sense to proceed. Second seed, though I feel like it's going to be harder for a third seed Ground Zero versus Coast to Coast Rapigoats. Knowing and playing against Alpha as many times as I have, he is a incredible player. There's also Mark. But yeah, I think that would honestly, one might come down to a tiebreaker, and then comes down to the last seed with 4th and 8th seed coming together, probably like Proton and the Void Radiance. Honestly, I don't know how that one's gonna go. I kind of want to go the underdog route and believe that you know, Abyssal and I don't know people's names, Serathim can honestly can pull this off, but there's no, you know, no way of seeing what's gonna happen. It's a very 50-50 type match for me, at least.
Yeah, because we do have...
What's your thoughts, though?
Well, we do have, I think most of these teams played each other in the regular season. And if we look to the heads-to-head matchup, we have Bdog won 2-0 against Jamestown Billy. That was week 1, though. Or no, I'm sorry. This was actually a 1-1. We had 1 win versus 1 win, so it was a split series between us and Jamestown Billy's. That was the match where, that was week 1 where Meowdoriya just overthought and ended up kind of throwing once it got to the late game. So that's one of the main reasons we want that rematch. So we got a 1-for-1. Gamers United, I don't know if they played. I do know Positive Like a Proton and Void Radiance did play. They played, and Positive Like a Proton won 2-0. And then let's see, we have...
Actually, Gamers United and Jake and the Fat Man did play. They played second week, and they did 2-0 against them.
Yep, so basically we have 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and 1-0, 1-1. So actually, Bdog versus Jamestown Billy's is the only one that went a split series. The rest of these teams played in the regular season, and both higher seed won 2-0. So I'm definitely interested to see. I definitely think, especially with some of the changes in the teams, Positive Like a Proton is very threatening, but I feel like the Void Radiance might have the momentum going into that match. I think that match can go either way. I definitely think Coast to Coast Rapigoats has a chance to come back and really win. They did lose quite decently here in the final week. So, but I definitely think that they can make it a lot closer, if not even make it to a best of 3 versus those two teams.
Exactly.
And then, I mean...
That's what my thought is, too.
Yeah, and then I just think Gamers United... I think the reason they picked Jake and the Fat Man is... Gamers United is very good into Jake and the Fat Man's teams. Like, both teams are very good. Funny enough, we are going to be playing for playoffs. We are doing where the Mega Division plays the Delta Division. So it's not going to be any rematches. We're actually going to have the teammates are swapping. So each team is going to be playing the opposite team for the opposers or the opponents. So it's definitely going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
Oh, 100%.
It's matches that just can't happen normally, and I think that honestly will lead to the most interesting gameplay.
100%. Absolutely, 100%. So it's definitely gonna be fun watching, and we'll definitely have a fun show to sit here and watch who makes it to the next round. All right, so then let's go ahead and move on. I want to thank everybody for making it to the end of the video. Thank you for everyone that has been part of the league and has watched the whole season, as this is the last recap for the regular season. For playoffs, we are potentially gonna be doing 2 weeks. It all depends on how the matches go. If there's 2-0s for both games, for every game, I should say. The week will only be 1 week long. If any match goes 1-1, we will go ahead and have a 2-week schedule, and we will have a video out the following week. But I do want to thank you everyone again. Average, if you want to do a shout out to everyone for this season.
I would honestly, I'd love to thank everyone, just even for anyone who applied, everyone who has joined the server, and everyone who's played in this season and last season. It's been an absolute blast playing for everyone, and I'm really excited to see how it ends and see where the future takes us, honestly.
Yep, so that's going to wrap it up for the regular season. We will see you guys for the results of the quarterfinals. We'll see you guys then.